Hello, hello. It is the 15th of March, 2022. Hope everybody's doing well. Our week's been going by pretty well so far here. Can't really complain. Let's go ahead and let him back inside the house. He's going to keep whining. Anyway, like I said, I can't complain. It's been a pretty good week so far. Not overly eventful, but you know, sometimes that's all right. Sometimes you don't want overly eventful. So it's getting kind of warm. I think it's supposed to be like 87 degrees today. This whole week's supposed to be warm like that. Just kind of teasing with the idea that it's going to be summer eventually. So yesterday I was talking about how I've got my broccoli, I've got Brussels sprouts, I've got cauliflower, all of which I think I planted way too late. And if it keeps getting too hot, I don't think those are going to last much longer. I'm not going to pull them or anything like that. I'm going to leave them in their containers and keep an eye on them and let them go as long as they can. But I'm going to have to replace them with some stuff. So I was also talking about making lists yesterday and actually made one. So I was looking up stuff that can handle hot temperatures, not just warm. There's tons of stuff out there that like the warm temperatures, and apparently warm is, you know, around that 85 degree range. Well, that's like now. What I'm looking for is stuff that handles hot. Now, one of the things I actually already have planted here, come to find out, handles hot temperatures just fine, and is apparently a big thing here in Arizona. No, I see them all the time. I like cantaloupe. Seeing cantaloupe in the stores, not that big of a deal, and you see fruit vendors all the time. Never thought much about it, but when I was doing some reading, I found out that cantaloupe is a huge commodity here in Arizona. It grows quite well, and a lot of that has to deal with the fact that we have just a lot of days of sunshine. I think I read that it averages like 300 days, which is just crazy. So I've got cantaloupe planted, and I'm happy about that one. Melon in general apparently likes the hot temperatures. So I've got watermelon. I might actually, I have a few different types that I might actually go ahead and direct sow just to see if I can get some plants going with that. And another one I want to do is actually honeydew, which apparently does well here. So that's nice. I like honeydew. I like watermelon. I like cantaloupe. The other one, though, I hadn't thought about it first. I thought about it at one point, but it just wasn't recently coming to mind, was the Armenian cucumber, which is technically a melon. Those apparently grow very well here. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes apparently like the hot temperatures. As a matter of fact, I was reading that as far as the final harvest, it's recommended that you have them out of the ground before the ground ever passes 55 degrees. So that's another one I'm going to try. Black-eyed peas is another one. Malabar spinach. So I don't have any seeds or anything, I don't think, right now for Malabar. But that's another one I'm going to try. So just with a few minutes of searching and making a little list, I came up with replacements for 6 containers right off the bat. So this ought to be, and I mean, 6 replacements of stuff that I actually wanted to try to do in the first place. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm quite happy. So we'll see how that goes. Some of this stuff I'm going to probably try to get going maybe this weekend. But at the same time, most of it's going to be replacements for stuff I've already got going here. So I'm going to have to just kind of keep an eye on it, play it by ear. I did see, as far as, like for example, honeydew is between 65 to 100 days to harvest. I've got plenty of time. For that. Most of this stuff is around, I would say, between the 70 and 90 day range. And then, of course, from there, most of it's stuff like the Malabar spinach is stuff that I can just kind of harvest as needed and have it keep growing back, kind of like you do with leaf lettuce. You don't have to harvest the entire thing. You can just pick off of it, essentially, and keep going. And then, of course, it's only March now, so, I mean, 3 months from now would be right when we are dead summer, basically, because that July to August range is generally the hottest points. But even September, October, I mean, we could possibly still be hitting 100-degree temperatures by then. So some of this stuff, there's a good chance I could, if I can keep it watered well enough and manage the temperature a bit, because I mean it can get well over 115 degrees here. So I'm still a little concerned with that. We'll see what happens. It also mentioned hot peppers. Now, I've got poblanos that I want to do, which are not super hot. I did see where jalapenos, that's not something I'm going to be growing in the summertime. From what I'd read, mostly you're looking at like that 65 to 85 degree weather. So we'll see what happens with that. But I did read where there are several hot peppers that do like the higher temperatures, and so we're going to try that too. Otherwise, I've got the stuff that's already in ground here, so I'm going to keep going with that. And that's kind of where we're at with that. As far as the watermelons, so I've seen several where instead of using nets, or of course the pantyhose trick, which I'll probably try just to see how that goes, they were hanging baskets basically, and having the basket support the weight of the watermelon. So we may play around with a couple of different ideas with that one, since I do plan on doing vertical growing with both, with all of the melons really. Same with my zucchini, squash, pretty much any kind of viney type plant. I'm going to try going up the trellis here. I'm also going to be, since I've now got this fencing here, one thing I'm going to try is basically taking up some of the space down here. So like I've got a space here and space here. I could easily put 2 more grow bags in here, and I can do that on each of these. So that's 6 more grow bags I could put in, since I can't actually walk through here. So my walkway area is actually going to be in between, going this way. So I'm going to leave space in here, but I'm going to start making rows and kind of making these a little more compacted. So just on the fence lines alone, that's 6. And if I do the same thing in the centers here, there's 2, 4, there's another, I could get 12 more bags in here for growing. Now, for the time being, I think I want to do some more tomato plants. I'll probably get some more starts for that. We'll see what happens with that. Some of the stuff I'm going to be looking for starts. I don't know if I'm going to add some more bags on the fence lines. I'm almost positive on that. And it's probably going to be stuff that I've already got growing, like tomatoes and maybe some more like melons, watermelons and such. I don't want to go too overboard just yet for a couple of reasons. One, what I've got right now I think is at the capacity of my current level. Like I can manage this right here. I can keep an eye on it. I can keep it watered. Once they all start getting to harvest range, though, there's a few things that's going to have to happen by then. One, of course, is being able to eat it, but two is preserving it. I need to preserve my harvest. I need to get some canning sessions in. At some point, I want to actually pick up a pressure canner and start doing pressure canning. And I would like to have all that, have some experience with that by then. So I'm looking, again, most of this is probably around that, I'm just going to say 70 to 100 day range. We're a few weeks in already, so I'm probably realistically closer to maybe the 80 to 90 day range, maybe. Even closer to 50 to 60 on a few of these. So in other words, I've got maybe a month and a half, 2 months if I'm lucky before some of this stuff comes to fruition here. Basically, able to harvest. And I want to get some canning in. So that's going to, preservation just really moved up on my list. On stuff that I need to start learning how to do. So I really don't want to put too much in here just yet. But the fact that I know just right off the bat, without really having to do too much arrangement, I can get 12 more bags, 30-gallon bags in here. So that, of course, is just awesome. The fact that in this limited space, I can get that much more going and grow that much more food. So we'll see what goes on with that. But like I said, I want to keep it manageable. I don't want to get too overboard just yet. 'Cause what I don't want to do is have it go to waste. Because I mean, that serves no purpose at all. So we'll see what happens with all that. This is just another quick little update for today. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see you on the next one.